How you doing? This is Sean's from Sean's Fish Tanks, and I wanted to give you guys this update. I've had this tank for a long time, and when I bought it, it was pretty beat up. Like, I don't know if I told you guys, but I got it for $50. And it's a Oceanic, I believe, or a Perfecto, just because of the way it's built. It's got this really thick glass. But it's got chips and gouges all over it. I've used it as a refugium. I've used it for so many different ways. But like I explained in my first video, I wanted to set up a tank that would be mainly just something that I could keep my corals in, maintain easy, living in an apartment, and just try to keep it so simple it's unbelievable. So I wanted to discuss some of my things with filtration. I explained last time with my skimmer and how I turned it into more of like a recirculating skimmer, to where the level of the skimmer will never change. The biopellets seem like they've kicked in. Nutrient spike. I had a little bit of, a friend gave me some zoas, some pallies, these purple ones in here, and I ended up getting some bubble algae in here, which is really upsetting to me. I wanted to try to keep that out as much as possible, but I wasn't able to, and it's probably going to spread a little bit. But anyhow, I did my best to just kind of keep this tank stupid simple, and I've been doing about 2-gallon water change every day. I plan on getting an automatic system to do that for me. I change the filter sock every day, just because I don't like to have carbon or GFO. And by changing the filter sock every day, I've noticed things look fantastic. My SPS has never looked better. The filter sock and the water change. Now, with a small system like that, and I do have a decent amount of fish in here. I mean, it's not crazy, but there's a good amount of fish in here. I like to keep doing what I do. I don't want to have to test for phosphates and nitrates. I don't want to have to test for alkalinity and calcium all the time. Now, I want to get in the routine of doing that, especially with my top-off water, but I didn't do that. I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to keep on the same schedule with trying to keep my water changes constant, and not going crazy with testing. I want to keep it maintenance free. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit more update on some of these corals, just because I've had a growth spurt, and excuse the wiggling around again. I'm not really good about the camera, and I don't have an editing program, but I want to bring this closer. As you can see, everything looks pretty good. I don't know if I'll get the right spectrum, but a lot of polyp extension. My tricolors are looking really good. It's got some purple, and it's starting to, it was like just a base. And the same with this one in between here, right next to the Slimer. Slimer hasn't done too much, but I do see a head popping out of the top. But there's heads popping out of this base. This was that wild coral, and this has actually got red polyps, and it's looking fantastic. It's starting to break out heads, and there's some growth spurt going on. A lot of my corals are doing that, just about every single one. This is a millie down here, and it looks really good if I can get it. This is it right here, and you can see the polyp extension on it, and it's starting to sprout a head over here. So even though this is only a 40-gallon system, and the same with my digitata, I wasn't sure that this was actually a green digitata when I ordered it. I got it on eBay, and I got it for like 20 bucks. But it's starting to sprout round heads coming out of it right there and right there. And that hasn't happened in my bigger system. So this tank has been very stable since changing to an automatic, almost like an automatic water change, because I do it every day until I get the automatic water changer. Now, let's take you on this side. My bird's nests look really good. This one here in particular I had up top looks fantastic. The birds of paradise, I think this is bird of paradise. It's not really doing much. It's staying alive though, and that's good. My California tort had bleached on the bottom of it. I'm going to bring it down to that. Just because it got moved around and knocked and banged and all kinds of stuff. Let's see where it is. Here it is. But now the top is getting really a lot of a polyp extension and some growth in the very top of it. As you can see down here, it's all bleached. But everything else, it hasn't continued to do that. And from what I've learned from some guys online is just leave things alone and they'll come back. My whole coral is in the back here on a rack, right back there. I actually removed that, and I ended up taking it out, and you can see it right there. And I ended up using a Dremel to remove some hair algae that was growing on the dead part of it, and I just put it on that rack for now because I can't have any hair algae. That's worse than bubble algae. My rhododendron looks fantastic still. It's got like a billion heads coming out. And that's about it. Like so far everything looks really good. My Certosa, all my Stylophoras look good. Everything else looks fantastic. Let me back up a little bit. I did want to tell you a little bit about my stocking. Let me come back over here. I do have a lot of fish in here. Maybe I'll do that on another video because my time is kind of running out here. But I did want to tell you all the updates of how much I'm doing and what I do for a regiment as far as my daily routines and my routines. So basically just water changes. I'm using Reef crystals. I know a lot of people are using Fritz now. I'm going to stick with Reef crystals for right this minute. And I might start testing because I just bought a new bag. Make sure the alkalinity doesn't go crazy. Water changes have been great. That and changing my filter sock. I'm kind of dry skimming. I don't want to have to mess with the skimmer too much. It's a smaller system and I'm doing so much water change that I don't think it's that important other than pH. But I did want to let you guys know to give you this update, keep things updated, and I'll talk to you in a few weeks. Thanks guys.